After this short tutorial, you'll know how to properly backflush the espresso machine and group heads.
First thing we need to do is take it apart and clean the portafilter itself. The important thing to do here is to clean out the inside, take it apart, clean the bottom and sides. Now if it's been a couple of days, you're going to need to use the steel wool on it, but if it's been done recently, then you should just come off with your fingers. You also want to clean the outside, and we'll put this aside for later. After that, we come back over here, and there's a piece in here that needs to be taken off so we can clean under it. You're going to want to screw it off. This takes a minute. Sometimes this gets really hot. The best solution, if it's really hot and burning your fingers, is to get a dry rag. If it's wet, then it'll still burn your fingers. Okay, now we clean this piece. It comes apart like this. Now the important thing here is that there's a lip on one side, not the other. So when you put it back together again, make sure it goes on the lip. This gets cleaned very similarly to the portafilter. If it's been done recently, it should come off with your fingers. This is nice and clean. If it hasn't been done recently, there'll be black here. Again, you're going to need the steel wool. So we're going to put this back together. And again, leave it for later. I usually put it here just to remind people that it's not put together and not to use that. The next step is to clean out the inside to get all the loose grounds out. This is a pretty dirty job. You're going to want to use a rag that you're going to get rid of afterwards. Now what I'm doing is I'm reaching with my finger around under the lip here. That's where most of the grounds get stuck. Okay. The next step is to backflush it. We put about that much and then run it a full cycle. So 30 or 45 seconds later, the cycle's finished and this is blinking. That means it's run and it's done. You're going to take this off, and assuming you're doing all three at once, go ahead and move it on to the next one, because that's what slows you down. Since we're only doing one right now, I'm going to go ahead and rinse this now. Now, I'm getting the portafilter from the sink. Just put it directly in there and rinse it. Then you wait another 30 or 45 seconds. Yep. Now again, it's gone through its entire cycle. We're going to take it off. This thing needs to go back on. Now we've already rinsed the entire machine, but I haven't rinsed the small piece. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get the screw in there, but you'll get the hang of it. You can do it mostly with your finger. It goes on a lot faster than it comes off. Now this is our second rinse. This is primarily to rinse that little piece. Predictably, it's done again. And all we have to do now is rinse it a third time. I do it into cups so that it also rinses out the glasses. Let it flow the entire time. If it's not clear, then you've done something wrong and you probably need to rinse it more. One more thing is that this needs to be washed out. So before you put it away, rinse it out in the sink. And that should be about it for backflushing. Put everything away.
There you go. Now you know how to properly backflush and clean the espresso machine.